Sports pregame show.
Tonight's game at AT&T Center, it's the San Antonio Spurs going up against the Dallas Mavericks. And guys, for the Mavericks, a big point of emphasis: control the tempo, push it at your speed. Don't let them slow the game down. And also don't allow yourselves to get rushed, because that's when mistakes happen. Well, Dallas still somewhat in a transition phase, but they made terrific strides last year, Shaq, and might have a young superstar to build around.
Yeah, they saw their man in Doncic and made the move to trade up. He surprised just about everybody with his readiness and ability to make big shots.
Yeah, 2 great draft picks in a row. You think about this. Dennis Smith the first year, then Luka Doncic the second year. That gives the Mavs credit for their scouting. That's a great job. They're killing it.
Right now, time for tip-off. Kevin Harlan, he's got the call.
A Spurs team walking to the locker room earlier, determined to have a big night on their home floor. And the game arrival sponsored by Express. Dress like a pro. There it is, maybe the most famous building in all of Texas. It's the Alamo, of course, here in San Antonio. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports. We've got some NBA action for you coming up. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. From the sideline, our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. Hey, Dave.
Well, guys, DeMar DeRozan is a prolific scorer, but he's also a dangerous drive and kick weapon. He said, "I never pay attention to the defender guarding me. I look at the 4 guys behind him and how they react. A lot of times I don't even look to score. I draw 3 or 4 guys and get my teammates open shots." Kevin?
Great vision, David. Thank you. Clark, we have a big-time matchup with the big men down low tonight.
Yeah, and I think, Kevin, you're going to see both teams double these guys because they're going to be hard to handle. Otherwise, they'll have to do their work and make their decisions quickly.
Now, a look at Dallas's starting lineup. Kristaps Porzingis is out there with Mr. Fundamentals. And it's ABC, then it's G, and it's Doncic in at the point. And for San Antonio, Champ out there with the captain. Then it's the Machine. Then there's LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Baller in at the 3. And it's going to be the Spurs off the tip. Here's Champ. To the left wing. Here's the 3. 1 up, 1 down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
And the first of many to come. Explosive offensive talent on both sides.
Boy, I tell you what, that's going to be like a pinball machine, the way that scoreboard's going to light up.
Here's ABC. Here's Mr. Fundamentals. 5 to shoot. And it's sent back by Aldridge.
He's not an easy guy to get a shot up and over. Aldridge has those long arms, and his timing's good, too.
And that's out of bounds. San Antonio will retain possession. Passes to Cortez. Here's Champ. Lock at 6. The 3. Comes out of the gate empty. He's 0 for 1.
And, you know, the Spurs are never afraid to play to the tune of their own drum. I mean, just as the rest of the league embraces threes and layups, the Spurs going against that grain, leading the league in mid-range shots and post-ups.
Here's the Machine. To the middle. And the dunk by Aldridge.
Well, he's so good around the basket that he doesn't really need to throw it down, but sometimes Aldridge just has to take advantage of it.
We were talking about the mid-range and the post-ups. Those are the strengths of DeMar DeRozan and LaMarcus Aldridge.
Well, Coach Popovich has been so successful for decades because he always adapts to the strengths of his players. Outstanding coaches do that in every sport. That shot diet might not work for most other teams, but if it fits the Spurs, they'll go old school and make it work for them.
Now, here's Doncic. That shot missing.
You know, that's a quick 0 for 4 now. At what point do you call a timeout and reset?
And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Boy, the Spurs really like running through LaMarcus Aldridge in the post. I mean, that's an effective way to play offense, especially early before the defense gets set. He gets that deep position, and he puts a lot of pressure on the defense.
Shooting 2.
The first one falls. And with his skill level, sometimes the sheer strength and size of Aldridge goes overlooked.
Yeah, and he's not afraid or hesitant to play bully ball. I mean, on that block, he gets that body into you and leans into that sweet jump shot of his, and he can make you look bad.
Both free throws good for Omar.
And at the line, it's all about consistency with him. His routine, his stroke, it never wavers.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure. The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
Here's Cortez, kept alive. Ball. Nice D from Porzingis.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
And you know, guys, I love his fight and grit on the interior. I mean, he never lets a shot go uncontested.
And the Mavericks will go for a different look here. Robinson's checked in for Porzingis. Shea comes in for ABC. Hardaway's checked in for G. And Curry subbed in for Doncic. Pass to Cortez. Over Hardaway. Once again off the mark by San Antonio. Mavericks trail by 7 to the inside. And then Hardaway with the dunk.
How about the assertiveness from Hardaway Jr. there, electing to go with power and force? I love it.
Jay, guarded by Curry. Jay, the pass to Cortez. And Curry pulls it down.
Fantastic positioning there to contest that one.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, he challenged the shot, and you can see the effects on the release of that shot. I mean, it turned a simple jumper into a tough one.
Wide open. And he gets that one to go off the front iron.
One of the things you've got to admire and respect about him is his aggressiveness at the offensive end, always in attack mode.
Now here's Hardaway. D right on him. It's blocked. Oh, and there's the alley-oop.
Oh, and the lead gets bigger on a ridiculous offensive sequence.
That dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop.
Well, I tell you what, they got this team just a step away from being completely sleep.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here this summer.
Yeah, the half-and-half balls are going their way, and that's really a function of effort and intensity. You know, the ball doesn't discriminate. Whoever goes and gets it, that's who owns it.
And the quarter ends with some stifling defense right there. And so it's the San Antonio Spurs. Ahead by 9 as the quarter comes to a close. They've been playing some inspired defense, giving up very few easy points. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. Glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And taking a look at San Antonio's performance here, what do you think they've been doing or not doing?
Well, when you control the glass, you control the second chance opportunities on both ends.
And, you know, their rebounding advantage has been glaring, simply outworking them on the boards for that entire first quarter. Boy, a big summer for the Mavs here in 2019. Huge cap room. They were looking to stock up on veteran talent while Doncic was still on that rookie contract. Pretty solid position for the Mavericks.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. floor for San Antonio. They've got Noel. Jay out there at Derozan. Then there's B. Here's Curry. After the basket by San Antonio. Nowitzki gets a wide-open look. Finds himself wide open and drills it. We'll talk about the aggressive summer for the Mavericks. The max extension for Porzingis was a given.
Yeah, I agree. And you take a look at what else they needed. More shooting. Two-way veteran players if they're going to make a push for the playoffs.
Now here's Curry. No points in the game yet for him. Out to Hardaway. Good, and Curry gets the assist.
Boy, you cannot let Hardaway Jr. get going like this, guys. I mean, once he's in that rhythm and flow, it's bad news for the defense.
Jay, guarded by Curry. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. How do you think great coaches go about making that connection with their players?
Well, it starts with being candid and holding the player accountable. Great players want to and need to be coached. And great coaches find a way to do that effectively for that individual and for the team.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one goes.
And you know, guys, the Spurs team dinners, the stuff of legends, just building camaraderie and getting to know one another and being orchestrated with care by head coach Greg Popovich. They enjoyed the finest restaurants and great food and drink, but the fellowship and camaraderie, probably the most important part of those dinner gatherings.
Clark, the act of getting dinner, sitting down to a meal. As a team, it brings people together.
It really does, guys, and I can't overstate it. When you get a chance to know your teammates off the court, it adds to your ability to play for them on the court. It can't always be just about grind, grind, grind. There has to be some compassion, some caring, some understanding. And sometimes the best places to do that are at restaurants with good food and good drink.
And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. The Mavericks shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line. 2 shots. And he can't get the first one.
You know, guys, the Dallas Mavericks with the longest active sellout streak of any pro basketball team. You can put sellout in quotes because they actually give a lot of tickets away to schools and community service groups to make sure that building is full.
Spurs making a switch here. Walker's checked in. Good on the second free throw. You know, Clark, the Mavericks making their games accessible to Dallas fans. Much more concerned with the packed house and the revenue at the gate.
Yeah, and I like that philosophy, guys. I mean, building their future fan base. Those fans will be around for a while. Giving young people a chance to become Mavericks fans for life. And you start early, and it pays dividends down the road usually.
And it's out of bounds. The Spurs able to retain possession here. .152 left to play here in the half. Here's Derozan. That falls. Nice feed that time from Walker.
Such a great rhythm watching Derozan shoot. I mean, that jump shot of his silky smooth.
They get a hand on it. Here's ABC. And Derozan sends it back. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Derozan. Well, Marcus Aldridge, he's checked in for DeMar DeRozan. Porzingis is checked in for the Mavericks. And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter.
A slight advantage for them in the rebound department, but that oftentimes is all it takes.
Especially, Greg, when you're scoring the ball at a decent clip the way they have. I mean, they've done exactly what's necessary to take the lead.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Kevin, thanks very much. Luka Doncic is the reigning Rookie of the Year. His coach in Dallas, Rick Carlisle, called him the best rookie since LeBron James, and that might not be hyperbole. Luka and the great Oscar Robertson are the only 2 rookies in league history to average 20 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists per game. Kevin?
Phenomenal, D.A. What a player. Thanks so much. Baller, he's checked in for B. And Dallas with a change here, too. Luka Doncic, he's checked in for Gonzalez.
Boy, that's a recipe for disaster, fellas. Allowing Doncic to get comfortable from this area, forget about it.
Now, here's Aldridge. 6 points for him. Walker, bounce pass. And there's the pass to Noel. Off target from three-point range. Mavericks trail by 7.
2 for 1, probably the way to go.
You can't just heave it, though. I mean, it's got to be a quality shot. Great job of crashing the offensive glass. He stayed with it. That's hard-nosed, tough basketball.
Murray against Doncic. Nice contact on the shot, and now a three-point break chance as he'll head to the line.
And it seemed like they couldn't get anything to fall in that opening quarter, but you can just feel the momentum starting to shift.
Yeah, things are starting to look up. I mean, they're making amends for that slow start, finding a rhythm right now.
The Spurs have looked good at the line tonight. They're perfect in 4 attempts.
And just last season, they were at about 82% from the free throw line. So those numbers are always going to be positive.
Catching up on the changes for Dallas. Robinson's checked in for Marjanovic. Tim Hardaway Jr. comes in for Mr. Moves. And Curry subbed in for ABC.
How about this little nugget, guys? When Murray earned all defensive second-team honors in his rookie year, he became the youngest player in NBA history to make the all-defense team.
Now here's Curry. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Pass to Doncic. A shot, no good.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
And you know what, guys? That will pump him up because he takes a ton of pride in what he does on defense.
And so it's San Antonio holding on to an 8-point lead heading into the break. And it's been their rugged defense setting the tone. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Here with Coach Greg Popovich. Pop, what do you think was the key to having such a strong first half?
We played good D.
That was 4 words. Thanks, Pop. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter. See you in just a bit.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is right here. Say hey to the folks, Kenny.
Hey, folks.
Say hey to the folks, Shaq.
Hey, folks.
Hey, let's get this party started. It's San Antonio out on top at halftime. They have a solid 8-point lead. Shaq, what did you see from San Antonio?
You see the strides DeMarcus has made in terms of leadership? He's setting an example, showing the younger guys how it's done. Love his ball handling for Big also. And that shot, straight money.
And over to Kenny. Let's get your insights on Dallas.
Well, they're trailing in this game because they're shooting under 35%. Now, I've got to give a lot of credit to the defense, forcing the shooters off their spots and making them feel uncomfortable. But if someone takes something away from you, you have to be able to adapt. So they need a whole new game plan because right now they're in trouble.
And that's a wrap for our halftime show. The third quarter just about to get started.
We played through the first half. Plenty of basketball, though, left in this one. Nice game. Great performance by LaMarcus Aldridge.
And even with the defense shading towards him on every trip down, he still finds a way to come up big.
Well, we're not surprised by that. No more than what we've come to expect of him. He can adapt and adjust to anything a defense tries to throw at him.
And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. We're halfway through the game. And Clark, your love for the Buckeye State has never been questioned. What was the best part of growing up as a kid in Ohio?
Well, I think a number of things. One, having family around, extended family as well as immediate family, but also the sports love that exists throughout the state. And being able to experience that and enjoy that with my dad and siblings, that's special. And having a career in basketball that I've had makes it even more special.
Here's who Rick Carlisle starting the second half with. We've got Luka Doncic. Porzingis is out there with ABC. That's Mr. Fundamentals. And it's Gonzalez in at the two-guard spot. Doncic outside. Here's ABC. Aldridge is covering. That's out of bounds. The Mavericks able to retain possession here. And the Mavericks with possession here. Trailing here by 8. Clock at 4. From the top of the key, he buries it. Doncic has got the opening bucket to start the second half for Dallas. Here's Champ. By Doncic. Aldridge. And the dunk by Aldridge.
Taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam.
Really piling on the lead with a dunk like that.
Here's ABC, tipped away. First minute and a half of basketball here in the third quarter.
Far from an ideal start here. I mean, this half just 1 for 4 so far.
Gonzalez passes to Doncic. And Champ gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. Some changes here for the Spurs. He's checked in for Aldridge. Demar Derozan comes in for Baller. And Jay's subbed in for Champ. Dallas also making some changes. Dirk Nowitzki, he's checked in for Porzingis. And it's Gonzalez in for ABC. Spurs on defense. Gonzalez down low. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
You know, with Dirk Nowitzki retiring last season after a remarkable 21 years with the Mavericks, they are starting afresh, a new era, hoping budding superstar Luka Doncic can carry that mantle, and I think he's off to a great start in doing so.
Shooting 2.
Free throw good from G. And you think of everything that Dirk Nowitzki has meant to the Mavericks. Clark, one team for his entire career.
An iconic Hall of Famer. You talk about 14 All-Star appearances and league MVP. 6th all-time in scoring. Most importantly, the franchise's first and only title in 2011.
Spurs leading by 6. We're just around 2 minutes into the final half of play now. And the rejection by Marjanovic. It's good.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
Here's Mr. Moves. Fast break. Here we go. Here's Cortez. And he finished it off with the lane.
Every team looking to get easy ones in transition.
I think one of the best ways, guys, to score in transition is that quick hitter after the first burst.
This is it to Mr. Moves. Back to Gonzalez. And it's blocked.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up. Oh, guys, we've seen Derozan. He's got tremendous bounce, and when he's airborne, not only is he up high, he's strong while he's in the air, too. Really special.
Pass to Gonzalez. Now Here's Nowitzki, guarded by Walker. It's deflected. Knocked away. The pass to Jay. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. And the foul called on Mr. Moves. That's his first foul. A different look for Dallas. Robinson's checked in for Marjanovic. Hardaway comes in for G. And Curry subbed in for Mr. Moves. Third quarter action and just under 3.5 minutes have gone. Out to Derozan. 6 to shoot. It's hauled in by Nowitzki.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
And you know what? He's not going to give up an easy finish at the rim. I mean, that's just against his constitution.
Fades. And that one off the back of the rim and in.
And Nowitzki is money from the mid-range now. Like how high he keeps the ball. Really does a nice job of extending and keeping that ball away from the defense.
From deep. And no good in the last second attempt this time. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. It's San Antonio leading by 10. And we're coming back in just a moment. Get ready for the fourth quarter of action when we return. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
Boy, that's a nice asset to have. It's a huge boost to any offense too, Greg. It adds a whole nother dimension when you've got a big guy that can pass.
Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. And Murray's got the ball here for the Spurs. Murray and Derozan, they're manning the backcourt. Then there's Baller, and it's the Machine, and that's who's in the game for the Spurs. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Tim Hardaway picks one up.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, that's the message they were sending with that foul. Nothing easy inside.
And the first one at the line is good.
And the Spurs, I've heard it said, the most process-oriented team in the league.
Well, that's an understanding of what it takes for them as a small market team to be successful. A good assessment of what they have to do as the San Antonio Spurs to be good. Scouting, coaching, chemistry, all part of that.
Well, he's got a great stroke from the line. That's not something we can say about all the league's good guys.
Gonzalez, that's good.
If you're waiting for him to miss when he's that open, you're going to be in for a long wait.
Murray with the bounce pass. Passes it to Cortez. It's stolen by Gonzalez. Outside Hardaway. Got a piece of it. Here's Robinson. Second chance shot. Got a hand on it.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, Greg, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it. Gritty and rough, but that's how you win games.
Murray, no good.
The defense did a really good job of choking off the middle there once he got inside.
You know, guys, you know Hardaway can score, but when he makes these passes, it makes him a lot more dangerous.
Spurs leading by 8. We've gone about a minute and a half into the fourth quarter. And the rejection by Curry. Here's Mr. Fundamentals. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. And what's your take, guys, on the hustle sticks for the Spurs?
Contested shots and block shots. They're bread and butter defensively. They're giving up no easy looks.
Yeah,
Take a
they've
break.
also
Take a
done a
break.
great job of playing
shots.
in space, getting out in transition every opportunity.
The first one falls. Marcus Aldridge is checked in for San Antonio. Champ comes in for Murray. Then for the Mavericks, Porzingis, he's checked in for Robinson. And Doncic is subbed in for Seth Curry. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
And great work at the line there to chip away at the lead. A few more productive trips here, and things could really get interesting.
Pass to Cortez. Spurs working the ball around now. Aldridge against Porzingis. On the pass to Champ. 5 on the clock. Aldridge trying to break free.
You know, I like that Doncic, guys, doesn't back down on defense and tries to make it hard for his opponents.
Gets the jumper from the corner to fall. And look at how the hustle game has been going for the Mavericks.
We've seen them make the extra effort from a defensive standpoint, closing out airspace and sending shots back.
They've been firing on all cylinders in the transition game, too. I mean, they've really run the break well.
Shooting from San Antonio, Marcus Aldridge. 2 shots.
Good on the first, and that puts them up by 5.
Well, I love his stroke. Aldridge has a sweet stroke and continues to produce a nightly double-double threat who doesn't mind being the focal point of the offense.
Gonzalez, he's checked in for Dallas. So he gets them both, and it's a 6-point ball game.
Those are critical foul shots. Love to see him knock them down there.
We're in the 4th quarter here, just under 2.5 minutes gone. Gonzalez, a new 14 for the Mavericks. Got a piece of it. Aldridge, the pass to Champ. Back to Aldridge. It's blocked, but they get it back. Stolen.
This is a do-or-die possession. They have got to get points.
It really does come down to this. I mean, come up empty, and it's over.
Here's Gonzalez. It drops. And now they trail by just 4.
And all of a sudden, that great run makes this a ball game again. And now is no time to take your foot off the gas. They have got to stay aggressive.
And, Greg, I think they will. I mean, they're close enough to taste it. So they're going to keep that pressure on and keep coming at it.
And the Mavericks call time here. They're down by 6. 51 seconds left here in the 4th quarter. Now the presentation of our Jordan player of the game, the Machine.
And the D tried to get physical with him down low tonight, and it really backfired. Instead, he's just opened them up. He was aggressive, inviting the contact, and really just taking it straight to him.
Okay, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Hey, Kevin, I heard Rick Carlisle during that last break talking with the team. He told them they have to keep fighting. He said, hey, look, we're right here. But we can't make mistakes. We got to be aggressive and smart. Back to you guys.
Shooting 2.
He hits the first one, and that brings them within 5. stops in both. So it's the Spurs now. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. Here's the captain. Right at the free throw line. And this one drops.
Cortez.
And the Spurs lead by 6. We've got 33 seconds left in the fourth.
Can't waste any time here.
No, you need a quick bucket and then a quick pop.
Dallas calls timeout. They're trailing by 6. 29 seconds left in the fourth quarter. The Mavericks with the ball. 6-point game. Gonzalez passes to Doncic. 19 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Got it! And now they trail by just 4.
No fear or hesitation in the eyes of Doncic. He loves the chance to take and make these big ones.
He had to foul, and on that occasion to stop the clock. That's the enemy in this situation.
And you know what, Greg? Who knows? A few misses at the stripe, and they're right there within range. You know, late-game free throws are a lot different than early-game free throws in terms of making.
It's the first, and that puts them up by 5. And so both free throws are good, and it's a 6-point ball game.
That ought to do it. I think any chance for a miracle comeback just went out the window with those threes.
Gonzalez misses the deep three-point attempt.
Having a hand up in your face makes such a difference to a shooter.
And, you know, he's a guy who knows how to defend the three-point shot. He's not going to just give it to you. He's going to make you earn it.
Marcus Aldridge at the line for 2.
First free throw is good, and that makes it a 7-point lead. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's an 8-point game. And so it's San Antonio with the win. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to play at home tonight.
And it makes a big difference. Once they started to really play in rhythm, you never felt like they had any doubts as to whether or not they were going to win.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much. Well, Marcus, your game has evolved. You started as a finesse player, and now you have a lot more inside aggression. How did you get more comfortable down low?
It just takes time. You know, I got stronger every year, got better every year. You know, when I was younger, I wasn't strong, but now I'm much stronger. I'm much older now.
And a veteran who gets it done. Thank you, LaMarcus. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. Thank you for joining us. That's good for now. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. We'll see you next time.